There is rising outrage tonight in Granite City, Illinois, over imported steel coming from India. Tons upon tons of Indian-made steel pipe are being imported to build an oil pipeline, and it's all happening as hundreds of American steelworkers are being laid off. Lisa Sylvester has our report.
Retired steelworker Jeff Rains often walks the mile from his house to the Union Hall in Granite City, Illinois. On one trip, he noticed steel pipes coming in on a freight train, not made in the USA, made in India. That caught him off guard because just yards away from where the Indian steel pipe was delivered sits a U.S. steel plant, a steel factory that in December laid off more than 1,600 workers and now sits idle for the first time in its 130-year history.
It's a slap in the face of working people in America. I mean, you grow up thinking if you work hard that you're going to prosper, and then this stuff happens.
What do we want? Jobs!
Workers rallied recently at the pipeline construction site. Incensed, foreign steel is being used to build the oil pipeline that will stretch from Alberta, Canada to the heart of the Midwest. While their closed plant couldn't have made the pipe, they say it could have made the steel for the pipes. TransCanada, which is building the Keystone Pipeline, says it is purchasing 30% of the steel pipe from U.S. suppliers, 20% from Canadian sources, and 50% from India. Spokesman Robert Jones said the Indian company was, quote, the most price competitive and could produce the highest quality and meet delivery schedule. That company is called Wellspun, based in Mumbai. It shipped the steel from a port in India called Mundra, discharged at the port of Houston, and then brought to Granite City, Illinois via railroad, a 9,844-mile trip. Delivered, Indian steel is up to $166 a ton cheaper than U.S. steel, which might not sound like much, but over the life of this project, that's a difference of $46 million. How is the Indian steel able to come in cheaper even with the transportation costs? Government subsidies, according to the Alliance for American Manufacturing.
India has been cited by the Department of Commerce at least 20 times for different sorts of subsidies that they provide to their steel industry.
Wellspun, the company that made these pipes, has not been cited for improper subsidies. But back in Granite City, Doug May is among those out of work after 36 years on the job.
We can compete with anybody as long as these laws are enforced, as long as the competition is done fairly.
These steel pipes, May says, a sign of a broken trade system. TransCanada, the company making the pipeline, says at the time when they were seeking bids in 2006, U.S. steel plants were running almost at full capacity. Now, there is a parallel pipeline that is also being built. The United Steelworkers Union is actively pushing to get some of that work, but I spoke to a company's spokesperson, and he would not commit. Lou?
Lisa, thank you very much. I mean, that is incredible. 9,844 miles from India to that steel plant. I mean, it's just, it's amazing.
These workers are so outraged because they know that they can do the work. And if it were a level playing field, if there weren't subsidies involved, there is no doubt that this steel would be cheaper if it were bought in the United States, coming with all that great distance. But because this is subsidized steel, it comes into this market a lot cheaper. And that's why those workers are out of work. And that's what they say is a basic problem with the trade system in this country, Lou.
All right, Lisa, thank you very much. Terrific report. Lisa Sylvester from Washington.